I'm Joe Catalano with an AM Quincy news update for Tuesday, October 15th. Pay raises approved for the Quincy mayor and city councilors won't take effect next year. In a joint statement, Mayor Thomas Koch and Council President Ian Kane said the salary increases will be deferred until the next election cycle for each position. That means city council pay raises won't take effect until 2026, and for the mayor, the raise is deferred until 2028. Earlier this year, the city council approved a salary hike for the mayor from $150,000 to $285,000, and for councilors from $30,000 to $44,500. The raises triggered protests from residents who said the increases were exorbitant and were done without proper public input. The citizens group A Just Quincy tried to repeal the raises through a petition drive but fell short of the signatures needed. In the statement, Mayor Thomas Koch said he loves his job and Quincy and doesn't need distractions. Kane said the decision was made after hearing feedback from the community. Both said they are committed to maintaining transparency and ensuring that any future salary adjustments are fair and thoughtful. A Quincy home sustained some minor damage after it was struck by two cars yesterday. Police say the vehicles collided with each other and then struck the front porch of the home at 143 Independence Avenue just before 6:30 last evening. A Toyota RAV4 driven by a 49-year-old Quincy woman and a Ford van driven by a 28-year-old Quincy man collided and then struck the front steps and the porch of the home. The woman was taken to South Shore Hospital with minor injuries, and the home sustained some minor damage. No citations were issued. One man is dead, an 8-year-old girl hospitalized with serious injuries following a single-car crash in Abington Saturday night. Officers responding to a reported crash near 700 Richard Fitz Drive at about 7:30 p.m. pronounced 44-year-old Christopher Bedard Bullman of Dedham dead at the scene. His child passenger was airlifted to a Boston hospital. A small dog was found dead at the scene. The cause of that crash still under investigation. Police are searching for a man accused of exposing himself to a woman on the MBTA Red Line earlier this month. On October 2nd, the man allegedly sat across from an 18-year-old woman and committed a lewd act on board the train between Quincy Center and Wollaston. The incident took place at about 11:30 p.m. Anybody who recognizes the man pictured on the MBTA website is asked to call T-Police at 617-222-1050. The Macy's at the Kingston Collection Mall will close its doors early next year. The shuttering of the Kingston location comes after the retailer announced earlier this year that it plans to close 150 underperforming stores by the end of 2026. The store at the Kingston Mall will reportedly operate as normal until its closure in early 2025. Macy's has not yet released a full list of the store closings nationwide, 50 of which are expected to take place by the end of the year. The retailer has 16 locations in Massachusetts. Its stores in Braintree and Hanover are also slated for closure. The family of a Hingham High School student is suing the school after the student was accused of cheating when he used AI to help complete a paper. The case could spark changes at schools across the state. Parents Jennifer and Dale Harris said Hingham High School teachers, administrators, and the school district have unfairly punished their son after he used artificial intelligence on a history paper. The Harris family said the Hingham High School handbook never mentioned the use of AI until this incident with their son, and that they only added language regarding AI to the handbook this year. Jennifer, a writer, and her husband Dale, a school teacher, are well aware of the debate of AI. Their lawsuit said that their son only used it as a tool to do research not to write the paper. However, the school saw it differently, punishing him with detention, and his grades suffered as a result. This meant he was not allowed into the National Honor Society, and now he's also at risk of getting into his top choice schools. Their lawyer said the case shows that there should be policies around using AI in schools. The Harris family said they now want the school to update and change its AI policies so that they are more clear. Well, imagine several hundred young people gathering together in one place with the common goal of learning how to help each other, their community, and their country. That is what happened right here in Quincy over the holiday weekend, when more than 1,000 scouts and their leaders from across New England met for the annual President's Trail Scouting Camporee. Young men and women between the ages of 11 and 17 participated in a 3-day camporee at a campsite on Pageant Field at Marymount Park overlooking Quincy Bay. Norfolk County Sheriff Pat McDermott was one of the key sponsors. The camporee included several events, including a 5-mile hike of the President's Trail, which runs through downtown Quincy and tells the story of President John and John Quincy Adams. Scouts also took part in conservation service projects in Quincy city parks, which included planting 23,000 flower bulbs and 125 trees. Scouts also collected trash, raked leaves, and spread mulch, pruned bushes, pulled weeds, and swept areas in the community. Scouts also took part in a 5-mile beach hike, knot tying competition, camp gadget training, and learned lessons on the ceremonial raising and lowering of the American flag. They also had opportunities to earn merit badges in art, citizenship, nature, photography, and weather. An opening ceremony on Saturday featured a procession of flags by the Norfolk County Sheriff's Office Color Guard, singing of the national anthem by McDermott's daughter, Alana, and welcoming from McDermott and Quincy Mayor Thomas Koch. Later on Saturday, the Scouts filled the Ruth Gordon Amphitheater for a patriotic-themed show after a day filled with adventure. On Sunday, more than 125 of the Scouts tested their leadership, decision-making, and communication skills while challenging themselves at the Norfolk County Sheriff's Ropes course at the agency's Braintree Public Safety Complex. Sunday's programming ended with a large bonfire overlooking Quincy Bay. The weekend's events also featured patch trading, reenactors engaging with the Scouts, a trading post, vendor displays, and activities, other local tours, a rugby clinic with the world champion Free Jacks, and games of gaga ball, horseshoes, bocce, basketball, and volleyball. Yesterday's closing ceremony began at 7 a.m. After an early morning reveille. The mayor helped distribute patches and medals to the Scouts and presented the President's Award Trophy. The Norfolk County Sheriff's Office sponsored the event, along with Quincy Mayor Thomas Koch, the City of Quincy, and the Friends of Scouting, MEMA, and the Quincy Chamber of Commerce. McDermott's office handled security for the camporee, along with Quincy Police and the security firm Act for Safety. Norfolk County Sheriff's Command Center, the drone unit, ATV, and RV were all staffed on site all weekend for security operations, including deputy sheriffs on security details. A check of business news this morning, and stocks opened the day in positive territory. The Dow up 201, the Nasdaq rose 159, the S&P adding 44. Asian shares are mixed. The dollar fell, the euro is down, oil at $70 a barrel. Sports, the Florida Panthers beat the Bruins 4-3. The Bees will be in Colorado, take on the Avalanche tomorrow night at 9:30. The National Weather Service forecast for today, partly cloudy, brisk, a high of 57. For tonight, partly cloudy and chilly, lows in the mid-30s. Tomorrow, sun and clouds, highs in the mid-50s. Thursday, lots of sunshine, high 57. And Friday, sunny and 63. For the boater today, waves a couple of feet, a west wind 10 to 15, gusting to 20. There is a small craft advisory in effect. High tide, 9:56 a.m. and 10:19 p.m. Sunrise 6:57, sets at 6:01. Traffic note: Fore River Bridge scheduled to open Tuesday at 9:45 a.m., Wednesday at 11 a.m. And a reminder, curbside collection of trash and recycling is delayed one day this week due to the Columbus Day holiday yesterday. I'm Joe Catalano with an AM Quincy news update for Tuesday, October 15th.